TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem, and in today's top stories. Tensions have escalated over the course of the past 24 hours as violence has turned deadly on multiple fronts of the Jewish state. In spite of the near-daily rocket and mortar fire from the Gaza Strip toward Israel's southern communities, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government remains intent on trying to reach a truce arrangement with the Jihadist organizations in the Hamas-controlled Palestinian enclave. The Israeli Air Force reportedly conducted deadly aerial strikes on both Syrian army positions and Iranian-backed militia fighters in a suburb of Damascus. Tensions have escalated over the course of the past 24 hours as violence has turned deadly on multiple fronts of the Jewish state. Violent riots were recorded at several friction points across the West Bank as part of ongoing Palestinian protests against the American Peace Initiative that was outright rejected by the Palestinian leadership. Tensions initially exacerbated yesterday when a riot in the West Bank city of Hebron turned deadly when a 17-year-old Palestinian hurled a Molotov cocktail toward IDF troops, who immediately responded with live fire in accordance with the Israeli military's rules of engagement. Palestinian medical authorities confirmed that the teenager sustained gunshots to his chest and succumbed to his wounds shortly thereafter. The IDF spokesperson's unit responded to the incident in a written statement, which read, "During a violent riot in the city of Hebron, IDF troops identified a Palestinian who hurled a Molotov cocktail at them. The troops responded with fire in order to remove the threat." The statement further highlighted that over the past few days, violent riots have been instigated in the city of Hebron, adjacent to the Jewish community, with dozens of Palestinian participants hurling rocks and Molotov cocktails at IDF troops and setting tires on fire. While riots continued to plague the territories throughout the day, less than 4 hours after the deadly incident occurred, Palestinian Islamists fired a barrage of mortar shells from the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip toward Israel's southern communities. A rocket alert was activated in the Home Front Command's phone application for open areas only as the incoming projectile exploded in uninhabited territories. Thankfully, no injuries or damage were reported. In a retaliatory response, IDF fighter jets and aircraft targeted militant installations throughout the Gaza Strip. According to the IDF spokesperson's unit, the targets included underground infrastructure that belongs to the Islamist Hamas organization. The military once again reiterated that the Hamas terror organization is responsible for events transpiring in the Gaza Strip and emanating from it, and will bear the consequences for its actions against Israeli civilians. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a meeting with council heads of Israeli regions that are located adjacent to the security barrier with the Gaza Strip. It is important to note that the local council heads only included members of Netanyahu's Likud party, including the chairpersons of Merchavim and Sdot Negev regional councils. The chairpersons of the Sha'ar HaNegev, Eshkol, and Chof Ashkelon regional councils, which are subject to near-daily rocket and mortar fire, were not included in the meeting. According to details that emerged following the meeting, which focused on the security situation in Israel's south, Netanyahu informed the local council heads that the IDF was prepared to launch a military operation if need be, but emphasized that he would prefer to resolve the situation without a conflagration. According to one of the council heads that attended the meeting, Netanyahu's government remains intent on trying to reach a truce arrangement with the Jihadist organizations in the Hamas-controlled Palestinian enclave. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the political head of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, received a phone call from Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif last night, during which the latter reiterated the Islamic Republic's support for the Palestinian aspirations. The top Iranian diplomat also pointed out that the American peace initiative for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which is vocally rejected by Iran as well, is a chance to unite the Palestinian people together with the Arab and Islamic nations in their battle against the Jewish state. The phone conversation between the Iranian foreign minister and Hamas's political leader was held after the Islamic Republic Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei issued a statement on his Twitter account in which he declared an Islamic jihad to be the only remedy for U.S. President Donald Trump's so-called deal of the century in order to defeat Islam's enemies, including Israel and the United States. Khamenei wrote, "What's the remedy? It is bold resistance by the Palestinian nation and groups in order to force out the Zionist enemy and the U.S. through jihad. All Muslim nations and the world of Islam must support them too." He further highlighted that the Palestinian armed organizations will stand and continue to resist. Unfortunately, this resistance in West Asia is not limited to Palestine and encompasses a vast area and will grow daily. Iran considers it its duty to support Palestinians and will help them in any way it can. Turning to Jerusalem, where a vehicular ramming attack was carried out near the capital's first station district overnight, during which 14 Israelis, including 12 IDF soldiers and 2 civilians, were injured. The attacking vehicle managed to flee the scene, after which the car was located in the West Bank town of Bijala, which is situated near the city of Bethlehem. The assailant, whose identity is known to Israel's security authorities, is still at large. It is important to know that out of the 14 people that were injured, 7 of the soldiers were transferred to hospitals in Jerusalem for further treatment. Meanwhile, hospital officials confirmed that 5 out of the 7 were later released and that 2 remain hospitalized in moderate to critical condition. While the Jerusalem court issued a gag order on the details of the ongoing investigation into the attack, Police District Commander Ronen Ovadia emphasized that Israel is prepared for any incident of any kind to assure the security of its residents.
אירוע כרגע בחקירה של כל גופי הביטחון. אנחנו מוכנים לכל ואנחנו נמשיך להיות ערוכים לכל אירוע מכל סוג שהוא. נמשיך להקנות ביטחון לתושבי ירושלים.
Turning to another terror-related incident that occurred today in Jerusalem, a border police officer sustained a gunshot injury when an Islamist assailant opened fire toward a permanent police security point near the old city's line gate not far from the Temple Mount. Border police forces immediately responded by opening fire toward the attacker and neutralized the threat. Police confirmed to TV7 the officer was evacuated to a hospital in the city for treatment in light condition.
סמוך לשעה 11:45 הגיע מפגע סמוך לשער האריות, ירד מהרכב והתקדם לכיוון שערי הר הבית, הגיע להצבה של שוטרים סמוך לשער ומיד שלף אקדח וירה לעבר השוטרים. שוטרים שהיו בדריכות ומוכנות מבצעית השיבו בירי, נטרלו את המפגע. מאחת מצב ראשונית בזירה בפיקוד מפקד המחוז, אנחנו מבינים שמדובר במוסלמי, תושב הצפון, ככל הנראה התאסלם לאחרונה, מוכר למשטרה מעבירות קודמות, וכרגע החקירה הזאת ממשיכה.
Police Commander Shmueli further noted that the current police assessment maintains that there is no correlation between the 2 terror attacks in Jerusalem.
אנחנו חייבים לציין שאנחנו לא רואים קשר כרגע בין האירועים. נכון שיש מתיחות בתקופה האחרונה, בימים האחרונים. אנחנו ערוכים, דרוכים, תגברנו את הכוחות גם לקראת תפילות ימי השישי.
Turning to Israel's northern neighbor Syria, where the Israeli Air Force reportedly conducted aerial strikes of both Syrian army positions and Iranian-backed militia fighters in a suburb of Damascus. Syrian military sources confirmed the 2 waves of incoming missiles at 1:12 and 1:41 a.m. were fired from the direction of southern Lebanon and Israel's Golan Heights. While Syria's aerial systems managed to intercept some of the incoming projectiles, several missiles penetrated its aerial defenses. The Syrian military claimed that as a result, 8 fighters were injured and material damage was caused. According to the London-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the Israeli attack targeted multiple positions of the Syrian army and Iranian-backed militias west and south of Damascus. It further noted that the bombardment triggered a blaze at the Scientific Research Center in the Damascus suburb of Jamraya. The War Monitor further underscored that in contrast to the Syrian statement, 12 militiamen were killed in the alleged Israeli attack. The IDF spokesperson's unit refused to confirm nor deny its responsibility for the strike and reiterated that it does not respond to foreign reports vis-à-vis its operational activities. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7Israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. And I would like to thank all of our supporters, as your financial donations as well as your prayers are the reason TV7 Israel News is made possible. I'd like to continue to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem as well as the peace and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.